Lions TV, how you doing? It has been a very, very long time I've been out of action, but I'm back slowly on the mend. I missed the entire Christmas and New Year's period, laid up in Woolwich, QE Hospital, but on the plus side, I've done a couple of stones, so every cloud has a silver lining. Let's get back to business. This is a pre-match prediction for Saturday's home game against Blackburn Rovers at the Den. It is live on Sky Sports, a 5:30 kickoff, and we will attempt to make it 5 straight wins. That's 3 in the league against Reading, Notts Forest and away at Ipswich. And then, of course, last Sunday's Shane Ferguson Super Show in the FA Cup put us through against Hull by 2-1. And on the back of that, he's give the gaffer a real selection headache. Let's take a look at the 11 that I think Neil Harris will pick to start the match. I think there's only going to be one change from the team that beat Hull. You can probably guess who that's going to be on the back of it. I think it's going to be Jordan Archer in goal, Marlon Romeo at right back, Murray Wallace at left back, Alex Pearce with Jake Cooper alongside him, central midfield Ryan Tunnicliffe and Ryan Leonard, Jeb Wallace on the right, Super Shane Ferguson on the left, and up front it'll be Big T, Tom Elliott and the onion bag, Aidan O'Brien. Is that the 11 that I would pick? Yeah, probably. Let's just go through that, obviously, positions that are maybe up for question. Murray Wallace at left back, I think is the right decision, and I've got to be honest here, I don't really want to say this, but I've got to tell it how I see it. I think James Meredith's absolutely shot to bits, and I think we need a new left back in the long term. He's been a great defender for us, and yeah, I just think this season's, I'm not sure whether it's his age creeping in or consistency, I'm not sure, but I think he's gone. I think he's shot to bits, and I think we need a new left back in the long term. For now, quite like Murray Wallace at left back. I prefer him now than I do to him at centre half. By the sounds of it, Alex Pearce had a strong debut, and he will partner Jake Cooper as Sean Hutchinson and Lee Gregory are still a little bit away from fitness and will maybe in contention for the Middlesbrough game, but this is a step too far for him at the minute. Midfield, obviously Fergie, he's got to come back in. I wasn't at the game against Hull, but Scallett didn't do too much. Again, you know, a right-footed player playing on the left, it doesn't really give us great balance, and Fergie's absolutely nailed himself a place in the starting lineup this Saturday. Central midfield obviously now is quite a talking point with players returning to the club, and Sean Williams coming back to fitness. He came on in the second half against Hull, but is he fully fit yet? I'm not too sure, and I think Tunnicliffe will keep his place, who I've been quietly impressive, to be honest with you. He's gone about his business and seemed to have got into the side and start making a little bit of an impact. So I think Tunnicliffe will start. He's now got Williams breathing down his neck. Up front, I think it'll be as you were. Obviously, this week, we've seen the return to the club of 4 only: Sid Nelson, Tom King, Ben Thompson and Fred Onyedema. And out of those 4, I think you'll see Fred Onyedema play some part in a forward role. The gaffer said online this week that he's been unplayable in training in the 2 days he's been back. I'm pleased that Fred's back at the club, if I'm honest. I think I've said before, you know, him and Jeb Wallace are 2 of the few players at the club that have got the confidence and the balls to just get the ball and run at players. And I think we've missed Fred. And I think on the back of injuries we've had, I think it's opened the gaffer's eyes a bit, and I don't think you'll see him or Ben Thompson leave the club. It's a strange one with Thompson because obviously we let him leave the club and Caracan was cover for Tunnicliffe and Williams. Then Williams got injured, but now Williams is come back into contention. Tunnicliffe's playing well, and we've brought Thompson back in at a time where it might be slightly harsh on him. He's been enjoying his time at Pompey, he's been playing well, the fans love him there, and he's been establishing himself and proving himself to be the player that I know he is. But now he's been brought back in, is he going to get frustrated again at not getting game time? I think, you know, he will be coming obviously as an immediate replacement for Caracan, but will he get a place on the bench this Saturday, as we'd already have probably Williams there? Only time will tell. I'd love to see Thompson get his chance on Saturday in some capacity, but yeah, a lot of players back at the club, a lot of players performing at the club. I will say this as well, on the back of people, you know, slating Harris's decisions and you know, with his tactics and definitely substitutions. And I've, for one, you know, said that Morrison isn't a 90-minute player no more. I think we've seen in the last few games, definitely against Hull, that he still has a part to play, Morrison, and him coming off the bench does seem to lift and roll the players and gets them through that last half an hour and gets performances out of them. So even Morrison, you know, again for me now, he's not a starter anymore, but I'd be definitely tempted to give him minutes if the game's not going our way against our opposition, which we will move on to now, obviously, is Blackburn Rovers. Managed, of course, by Tony Mowbray. They come up as League One champions last year. We got a 0-0 draw at Ewood Park earlier on in the season. And results haven't going their way just lately, but I like the look of them. I think they're going the right way about establishing themselves as a good championship side. They give a good account of themselves in the FA Cup last time out against Newcastle, a game they was unlucky not to win, really. On the flip side of that, their league form hasn't been great. They have won only one of their last 6 league games, which was last time out against West Bromwich Albion. They currently sit 15th in the Championship, 4 places and 6 points above us. And we could right do with 3 points this Saturday, clawing them back in as it was and getting a little bit closer to that mid-table pack. The one to watch for them is Bexley's very own Bradley Dack. I've got to be honest here, the more I think about it, I'm absolutely gutted that we didn't sign him. He's from Gillingham. He's a great player. He's a great player. I don't think it's going to be long before he goes on again to the next level. I saw an interview he did for Soccer AM though, and he said he plays as one of a midfield 3 or as a straight 10 in behind a front 1. So that obviously wouldn't fit our very famous 4-4-2 formation, but he's a great player. He has scored 13 goals in 25 league games this season, and as I've said, I don't think it will be long before Premier League clubs come sniffing around him, but he will be the one to watch and a big target for the Boo Boys this Saturday at the Den. This is a pre-match prediction, and here we go. I'm going to go for our unbeaten run to continue in a 1-1 draw with Jed Wallace to get our goal. I don't know why, I've just got a feeling it's going to be a little bit of a niggly, dirty game. So I'm going to go for 2 send-ins off as well. 1 from each team. I'm not sure why, I've just got a weird feeling. What do you think the score's going to be? Put it in the comments below, and also be sure to check out our score predictions VT from the other boys at Lions TV. They've had a pop, see if they can get the prediction right. So that is your lot for this pre-match prediction. I won't be at the Den Saturday. As you can see, I'm not at home and I'm just started walking again, so could be a bit of a push. Don't get the violins out just yet, because I am hoping to make a comeback next week at Middlesbrough away, but don't tell my mum. She don't want me to travel because I'm not well. Don't tell my mum, I'm fucking nearly 40. Right, that's your lot. Enjoy the game Saturday, whether it be on the box or at the Den. 3 points would be lovely. Please subscribe to Lions TV. Come on, you Lions.